I never intended to stop in Durling. It wasn't on my map, and it wasn't on any GPS. I only noticed it because my gaslight came on halfway through a desolate stretch of highway with nothing but cornfields and skeletal barns on either side. The sign was crooked, nailed to a leaning post. Durling, 3 miles. The name didn't register. Neither did the road. But with the tank flashing E and no other options, I turned off the highway and onto a narrow asphalt strip lined with trees too dense for daylight to get through. The trees didn't feel right. They were wrong in the way you only notice after 5 minutes of driving in silence. Something about the way the branches leaned in, like they were listening or waiting. After 10 minutes, the trees broke open into a town square that looked pulled from a postcard. Old brick buildings, gas lamps, a fountain with copper-green angels frozen mid-flight, a general store, a diner, a mechanic shop, quaint, quiet, still. My car coasted into a spot across from the diner, which had a neon open sign flickering half-heartedly. The street was empty, but I could hear music playing from somewhere. Soft, warbly jazz, like it was coming from an old gramophone. I walked into the diner. It smelled like syrup and coffee. A single waitress stood behind the counter, pouring something into a mug. She looked up and smiled, like she'd been waiting just for me. "Sit anywhere," she said. Her name tag said Marlene. Her eyes didn't match her smile. "Gas station around the back," she added, as if she'd already heard my question. I sat, ordered coffee I didn't want. The place felt frozen, like everything was a second out of sync. The clock behind the counter said 3:17. The one above the door said 3:13. Neither moved. "I just need to fill up and head out," I said. She nodded. "Pump should be working. Mike will take care of you." "Mike?" I asked. But she was already pouring more coffee into an empty mug across the room. The mug hadn't been there a second ago. I left a $5 bill on the counter and walked around back. The gas station was a single rusted pump beneath a tin awning. A man sat in a folding chair next to it, reading a newspaper with no front page. "Need a fill?" he asked, without looking. "Yeah." He stood, walked to the pump, and began fueling without a word. I glanced at the newspaper. It was all obituaries, dozens of them. No dates, no photos, just names. I looked up. "Is this town on any map?" Mike smiled faintly. "Only if you're running out of gas?" Before I could respond, he unscrewed the cap, patted the car, and said, "Full." I handed him a 20. He didn't take it. "Already paid," he said. "Marlene took care of it." I hadn't given her anything. I hadn't even touched the coffee. I got back in the car and pulled out onto the main street. That's when I noticed it. The fountain. It had moved. It was now in the middle of the intersection, not the square. The angel statues were turned, facing my car, watching. I blinked, shook my head. The town stretched strangely now, like it was deeper than it had been. I pressed the gas. The road bent, split, curved back toward where I thought the highway was. But it didn't lead out. It looped, past the same diner. Same fountain, same crooked sign. I drove faster, turned left, then right, then back again. The buildings shifted each time. Never dramatically, just enough to notice. A door where there hadn't been one. A window lit that hadn't been before. I stopped in the square, got out, yelled for help. No answer, not even an echo. Then I saw her, Marlene, standing in the middle of the road. Same smile. She held up a hand, waved me back. "Almost there," she said. Her voice came from behind me. I spun. She was standing behind me, too. Same face, same smile. I ran, through alleys, over fences. I tried every path that didn't lead in a circle, but the town restructured around me. Buildings folding inward, streets turning sharper, sky darkening too fast, and always the same clock faces. 3:17, frozen. I ended up back at the fountain, breathless. Marlene stood beside it. So did Mike. And dozens of others, all familiar, all from Durling. Their faces were kind. Their eyes were empty. "You found us," they said in unison. "Now we can rest." I don't remember passing out, but when I woke up, it was morning. The town looked the same, but the sky was blue now, the fog gone. I was lying on the diner floor, lights flickering above me. The booths were empty. No sign of Marlene, no sign of Mike. I stumbled outside and saw my car was gone. In its place, another car. My car, but older, rusted, with the exact same dent on the left fender. The keys were in the ignition, the driver's seat still warm. I walked the streets for hours. The building still changed. When I blinked, the fountain shifted positions. The shadows moved too fast. The clocks never budged from 3:17. I kept hearing whispers behind me. Every time I turned, nothing. Then I started seeing others, people just like me, wandering, looking confused. I called out to them, but they didn't answer, just kept walking. One passed right through me like smoke. I sat on the curb outside the diner and screamed. That's when a man sat next to me, late 50s, kind face, said his name was Eric, said he'd been here since 1978. He didn't remember arriving, just waking up one day and realizing the town wouldn't let him leave. Said it only finds people who are close to empty. People the world wouldn't miss. Said every time someone new shows up, someone old gets to go. But only if the town chooses. "Then why are you still here?" I asked. He smiled, sad. "Because the town never chooses those who want it too badly." That night I slept in one of the empty homes. It furnished itself when I stepped inside. Photos of me I'd never taken. Clothes that fit perfectly. A journal on the nightstand. When I opened it, the pages were filled, in my handwriting, describing things I hadn't done, memories I didn't have. A few days passed, or weeks. Time doesn't work right in Durling. I kept seeing Marlene, sometimes behind glass, sometimes across the street, always smiling. I saw Mike at the gas station again, reading a different paper, more names, no headlines. He looked up and nodded. "Not yet," he said. That night I found the diner full again. People talking, eating, laughing. I wasn't sure if they were alive or echoes of something else. I sat at the counter. Marlene poured me coffee. Her eyes still didn't match her smile. "You're settling in nicely," she said. I asked how to leave. She tilted her head. "You don't, unless someone else comes in." I stood and walked out, determined to find an end. I tried walking out through the trees. They looped. I tried burning one of the houses down. It rebuilt itself by morning. I tried writing letters. They vanished. Then I stopped trying. That's when I saw headlights. A car pulling into the square. Someone new. I recognized the look in their eyes. Lost. Tired. I met them at the pump. Said the same thing Mike once said to me. "Need a fill?" They nodded. And just like that, I felt the weight lift. The town grew dimmer, softer, like it was letting go. I walked to the edge of the trees. No looping, no resistance. Just air, just path. I looked back once. Saw Marlene watching from the diner window, still smiling. As I stepped into the woods, I checked my watch. It ticked. 3:18. For the first time in forever, the clock had moved.